This is a letter I wrote to Congressman Pierce on December 12, 2012. Dear Congressman Pierce, something wonderful happened in your district in Las Cruces, New Mexico. A young woman, one of your constituents, who had graduated from Las Cruces High School, went to the University of New Mexico, graduated there with honors, and decided to do her master's in Cairo, Egypt at the American University there. Her father, who had taught at New Mexico State University, was from Egypt, and his family still lives in Cairo. She finished her master's degree, met an Egyptian, and married there. They had a son. Her husband died prematurely from lung cancer at the age of 33 because the town where he had lived in Egypt had been manufacturing asbestos, and many of the people in that town had died as a result of this manufacturing activity. Thank God for the Environmental Protection Agency here. She then remarried another Egyptian, converted to Islam, and had children with him. Her youngest child, a girl born with a severe disability, she decided that she wanted to bring her children back to Egypt, to the United States, so that her child could be educated here because they did not have those kind of facilities, educational facilities in Egypt. So she moved back to Las Cruces so that her children could be educated here, and in particular the little girl who would not have had the opportunity to receive any sort of education in Egypt. Her husband remained in Egypt and was traveling back and forth to see his family whenever possible. Several months ago, this young woman, 43 years of age, discovered that she had a brain tumor, which had to be removed immediately. The operation had to be performed in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Her husband, who was in Egypt, applied for an emergency visa to come to the United States so he could take care of the children while she underwent the brain surgery, as well as to be with her during this time. He applied for an emergency visa, but he was having trouble getting it approved. He got a runaround at the Visa Center in New Hampshire. In the meantime, the young woman had the surgery, which left her severely debilitated. And then she developed water on the brain, which meant another surgery. Frantically, the family tried to find out the status of her husband's visa with no success. Her mother contacted me to see if I could help, and of course I said I would. I called the Visa Center in New Hampshire, who would not provide any information to me regarding the status of the emergency visa. As a very active Democrat, I serve on the Democratic Central Committee of New Mexico. I turned to both my senators' offices, and all I got in one case was a piece of paper that I had to bring to this young woman who was lying in a hospital in Albuquerque. The person that I went to, the other person, was from Senator Bingaman's office, and of course he was leaving and they were closing the office, but she nevertheless tried to help me and called the Visa Center, but did not get any response. In desperation, I called your office, Congressman Pierce, and Joe Martinez, a wonderful person, referred me to Mary Morris, who would help me. She really helped. She immediately contacted the family of the young woman, got the necessary Privacy Act information and other things that had to be filled out, contacted the embassy in Cairo, and at that time, that was the beginning of the Arab Spring, so Cairo was in turmoil. She contacted the Visa Center in New Hampshire, followed up consistently, and after she explained the situation to the Cairo embassy and the Visa Center, she was able to have his visa expedited. The young man's name in question, who's the Egyptian, is named Mohammed. Within 2 weeks of my contact with Mary, the young woman's husband arrived in Las Cruces, where he is looking after his children. His wife is still in critical condition, has been moved to ICU in Albuquerque, and then to the Las Cruces Rehabilitation Hospital, and the family is together at this critical time of their lives. The young woman has a long way to go, about a year with her rehabilitation, but she is on the mend. Her husband has a visa for about 6 weeks, but depending on the circumstances and how his wife can take care of herself and her family is yet to be determined, and he may need an extension to his visa. I have found out since that not only did he get his visa, but he also got a green card, thanks to Congressman Pierce's staff, mainly Mary Morris. The young women's parents are in their 70s, and they are helping as much as possible, but it is not the same as having the father and husband there to take care of his family and ailing wife. What makes this story so very special is that I am Jewish. I have known this family many years that lived across the street from me, and the mother is Christian, but the father is Muslim. I watched this young woman go from childhood to womanhood. She was always an extraordinary child and has grown into an extraordinary woman. When her mother called me to help, I immediately started pushing all the buttons I knew to help this beautiful young Muslim woman, and felt the immediacy of getting closely affiliated with your office, Congressman Pierce. And as I was told, you're one of my constituents, and a party affiliation is not important. We are here to help and serve. So to sum up, we have a Jew helping a Muslim, family helping a family to be reunited, and a Republican office providing responsive and extraordinary service to a Democrat to have a problem solved with hopefully a happy ending. What a wonderful story this is for this holiday season. Here we are not Jews or Muslims, but people helping people. Not Republican or Democrat, but Americans dissolving party ideologies and prejudice, reaching out to help each other in time of need. Words cannot express my appreciation and that of the family to Mary Morris, who did a superb job in assisting your constituents. She deserves special recognition and praise. All political offices should have someone like Mary Morris working for them, because she epitomizes a can-do attitude that nothing is impossible. And we are so lucky to be Americans and to live in this very great and blessed country of ours. This is indeed a story that says who we are as Americans and the spirit which guides this country. I hope you and your family have a wonderful, happy holiday and a healthy and happy New Year. Francis.